What happens if I format numbers as text in Excel? Imagine you have a list of phone numbers or zip codes in Excel, and you want to keep the leading zeros. You might think formatting as text is the way to go, but what really happens when you do that? When you change numbers to text format in Excel, those values are no longer treated as numbers. Instead, they become text strings, which means Excel won't recognize them as numbers for calculations. This means if you try to add up a column of numbers formatted as text, the total will not include those values. The sum function ignores text entries, so your total could be lower than expected or even zero if all entries are formatted as text. If you want to include them in calculations, you'll need to convert them back to numbers. Formatting numbers as text is great when you want to keep leading zeros. For example, zip codes like 123 or phone numbers with specific formatting. Normally, Excel removes zeros at the start of a number, but if you format it as text, those zeros stay exactly as you entered. This is useful for data where the appearance matters more than calculations. When numbers are formatted as text, they align to the left side of the cell instead of the right, giving a visual clue that they are treated as text. You can force Excel to treat a number as text by typing an apostrophe before the number. For example, entering 00567 will keep the zeros and treat it as text. You can also use the text function to convert numbers into formatted text strings, such as adding currency symbols or specific decimal places. Keep in mind, if you try to sum or perform calculations on text-formatted numbers, Excel will ignore those cells. To fix this, you can convert text back into numbers using paste special with a multiplication by 1, or by changing the cell format to general or number and re-entering the data. The value function is also handy for converting text to numbers within formulas. Using text formatting for numbers is perfect for data like product codes, IDs, or phone numbers where you don't need calculations but want to keep the exact display. It helps maintain the integrity of data that includes leading zeros or special characters. Just remember, if you plan to do math with these values later, you'll need to convert them back to numeric format first. So, in summary, formatting numbers as text in Excel changes how the data behaves. It prevents calculations, preserves formatting like leading zeros, and aligns the data to the left. But it also means you need to be careful when doing calculations or aggregations, as Excel treats these values as text unless you convert them back to numbers.